At the time of recording this, my advertising agency makes about $150,000 a month, and our coaching program makes about $150,000 a month too. And there are 4 main lessons that I've learned in business that if we knew when we started out would make life a lot easier and scaling much faster. And I want to run through those here today. The first one is selling to a big market. Now this might sound like very basic or like you've heard something similar to this before, but most people actually get told the opposite advice when they're starting out their business. They'll say, hey, you've got to sell to a niche. You've got to go very specific, go very vague. That is fine in the short term, 10, 20, 30K a month even. But as you start to expand, and something I'm going to talk about later in the video, scaling becomes significantly harder because inherently selling to a small market means the pool of buyers who you can sell to and the in-market demographic, people who want your service and want to buy right now, is inherently smaller than everything else. And usually in small markets, you have to create demand rather than capturing demand that is already there. For example, if you sell a cold email offer, you're much more likely to get more clients and scale faster if you're selling to business owners as a whole, as the entirety, rather than if you just did cold emails for window cleaning companies, right? You might get some quick clients in the short term because we only do window companies, but you're gonna tap out very fast. Acquiring clients is gonna be significantly faster because it's gonna lead into the second point here, which is you cannot create an offer that is good and actually can scale on cold traffic and hit you past 100, 200K a month, which leads me on to my second point, which is offer is everything. I view this like the classic bell curve meme, right? At the beginning of your journey in business, you think offer's the best thing on the planet. Then you get up to the top of the bell curve and you're thinking, dude, it's all about marketing and all this other shit and blah, blah, blah. And then you get back to the bottom of the bell curve and you realize offer's everything. Now, when I say offer, I don't specifically mean like a risk reversal or a guarantee or something crazy. I just mean the way in which you package what you do to the market, right? There are 8 things that every single offer needs in order to actually be good and actually scale. I'll list them off quickly now because this is something we've discovered as of recently. After working with over 100 B2B companies over the past couple of years, we recently cross-analyzed every single offer that worked, and we found 8 things that all of them had in common. The first thing is that the offer has something called cognitive fluency. This is essentially how easy or hard it is for the brain to process the information of what you're talking about, right? So in the sense of an offer, is the offer clear to understand? If something's easy to understand, it means that it's closer to being true. And then if someone can believe you and that they can logically make sense in their head of how it works, it feels much more safe. Someone shouldn't have to do mental gymnastics to understand your offer. It shouldn't be complicated. It shouldn't be like some crazy big thing. It just has to be very clear and cognitively fluent. The second thing is that it solves a big problem that your market has. Now, this isn't some small little tiny problem that someone's gonna solve. Again, this is contrary to popular belief of what people tell you. But the offer has to solve a big problem that the market actually faces currently, right? Is it not having enough leads? Is it operations being fucked? Is it not having a key hire? Is it not being able to work on the business instead and you're just stuck in it, right? Does it solve a big problem at scale for your market? The third thing is the offer easy to implement or easy for the prospect to do, right? As an agency owner, a lot of this you're gonna tick off the box already with a done for you service. But if you're selling a coaching or consulting program, it has to be framed as very simple and very easy to implement. People don't wanna do hard things. People want the result fast. As close as you can get to your offer being push button easy, like they just click a button and it works, that's a better offer. The fourth thing is the offer states a clear time frame. There is a clear time frame in which the offer is going through, right? So it feels thought out, and then there is an end goal here. It's not just like infinite retainer forever. Because again, that leads into it feeling safe, feeling less risky for the prospect. And that also goes into the next point, which is number 5, which is, does it have a clear big outcome? Not like a mechanism or a process or a tool. Is there an outcome that you are directly selling that people actually want? And again, you attach the time frame to that and you're building an offer that's much better. The sixth thing that most people get wrong of this thing is there a clear how? Is it obvious and is it very clear as to how you get that outcome and how the offer works, right? You can't just say, we're gonna solve your lead gen forever by booking your 100 meetings in 30 days. Click the button below. There's an open loop there. The prospect does not understand or clearly see how the offer works and how you get them the result. So instead, that would be, we will solve your lead gen forever by booking your 100 meetings a month in 30 days by sending cold emails to every single decision maker in your market. And again, we go on to the next point, which is point 7, is the offer believable? The one I just mentioned to you there. Yeah, we'll book you 100 meetings a month in 30 days by sending a cold email to every single decision maker in your market. the mechanism attached to that makes it very believable and obvious. If instead you were talking about, I'm gonna help you exit your SaaS for $50 million in 3 years by running your paid ads, it's a little bit more unbelievable, right? You can't really visually see how that works. Finally, the offer has to shift risk onto the seller. Now I say shift risk, I don't say reverse risk or remove risk, because again, that can lead you down the path of the whole, I'm gonna give you my kidney if it doesn't work and give you $5,000 to fly out to your house and give you a handshake, right? We don't wanna be doing that. We just wanna shift risk onto the seller rather than onto the buyer, right? So you do this in many ways. You can do this in a contained time frame, right? So instead of having like some sort of ambiguous retainer thing, you say in 90 days, we're gonna do X, Y, and Z for a one-time payment. One-time payment, low risk, 90 days, low risk, right? Again, you could also have a conditional guarantee. We're gonna get you X, Y, Z time for result in this time frame, guaranteed. Or again, we're gonna build this in 7 days for you, guaranteed. And if you don't like it, you don't have to continue. Some sort of thing where you shift the risk back onto the seller. This doesn't mean you have to put yourself at risk with some huge claim or guarantee. It just has to feel less risky than what else is out there. I know I went a lot in the offer part there, but offers, again, I want to articulate. That makes everything you do easy. Again, let's loop back to the point of the video. If I had to start my agency from scratch, the third thing that I would do, again, is run paid ads much earlier, right? We're a paid ad agency, and it took us a minute to run our own ads because we were doing fine on referrals. But the second we did, the fucking results just went exponential, right? And that's when we scaled the coaching program, because we were like, damn, like we can just pretty much make any offer and sell on ads. The second you run any sort of business, right? And you validate that you're not a scammer, i.e. you get a couple client results, you hire maybe 1 or 2 people, you have some good operations in place, that's when you should start running paid ads immediately, right? There's no revenue barrier to it. It's, am I a scammer? Yes or no? Okay, I'll run paid ads, right? So usually that falls around in the 30 to 50K a month range. But the only thing you need to do in order to run, like everything you should do as a business owner, the second you start running paid ads should be around paid ads and acquisition. You need to stop thinking about doing fulfillment. You need to stop anything else, because paid ads are the one thing that are going to scale you to the next level, right? It's literally the highest leverage activity in business, beyond sales, beyond anything else, because you can run one ad, one well-scripted ad, launch it, and it can book you hundreds of sales calls, rather than if you spent 45 minutes on one sales call, you can maybe cash collect 5 grand. But if you do one ad for 45 minutes, you can run, you can fucking print millions of dollars. So it's literally the highest leverage thing you can learn how to do in your business. So once you cross that threshold of not being a scammer, you need to dedicate all of your time to learning how to run your own paid ads. And I want to articulate that again. Run your own paid ads. This isn't something you outsource to an agency. It's the lifeblood of your business. It's booking calls and appointments. If you don't know how to do it, you will never be able to outsource that, because you're going to put it in control of someone else and hope that they know how to do it. And in general, it doesn't take much time. And again, I'll reiterate, it's so crazy high leverage. If you took any single guru on the entire planet, Jeremy Haynes, Charlie Morgan, Iman Gadzhi, anyone else that you know, if you took everything away from them, the money, the fucking personal brand, the wealth, the fame, whatever it is, and you left them with their ability and skills to run paid ads, and you gave them $0 and you put them on the street, they would go to every family member they ever met, they would go to the bank, they'd get out as much money as humanly possible from every avenue possible, and they'd throw it all into ads, because they know that it would return them to 3-4x over the long period of time, right? So I can't stress this enough. Learning to run paid ads and getting the reps in as early as possible when the stakes are low. Dude, if there's one thing you take from this video, it's that. So the fourth thing, which kind of ties into the ads part, I hear this objection a lot. I coach over 100 business owners every single day, and I hear this all the time. Dude, I don't want to scale my ads. My operations are going to break. Dude, okay. So the fourth point is break operations before you fix operations. People think that they can plan, right, for a bunch of clients or all these things that they project are going to happen as a result of turning on paid ads or scaling spend. You cannot. You have to break operations in order to fix operations. On top of that, you should never have an excuse to turn the tap off of the business. Again, appointments, paid ads, lifeblood of your company. You stop running those, you get no deals, you make no money. Turning off acquisition should be the last resort in your company. And better yet, running paid ads, signing clients, and making money gives you the resources to make better operations, right? If you turn off ads to fix your operations, you have no fucking money to fix them. So keep ads on, break operations as much as humanly possible, and then fix them after the fact. I'm talking about this as the COO of a company, right? There's operations in my fucking name. I can tell you from experience, this is the only way to scale operations and scale your business. You cannot forecast it, you cannot plan it, and if you do, it's a waste of fucking time and you're turning off the lifeblood of your business. I hope this makes sense to you or it helps someone out there, because we've learned a lot over the past few years, and if I can save you some pain, some misery, it would be an absolute positive. So if you like this video, there'll be some links in the description as to how you can work with us if you want. We help agency owners sign bigger clients through paid ads. And if not, click a video, watch some more stuff, or just subscribe, because I'll be posting a couple more of these. So I hope this helps you out and you save a lot of pain and misery after watching this. So thanks, peace.